Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Bold and the Beautiful Tuesday, February 18 recap. Hope trashes Steffy and shuts down Ridge. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B recap for Tuesday, February 18 reveals that Hope Logan, Annika Noel, trashed Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline MacInnes and shut down Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K. Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, also made an offer to her ex, so here's how Tuesday's B&B episode played out. At Forrester Creations, Hope backed away from the door and waited until Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, finished hugging Ridge before she entered the office. Of course, Hope's arrival led to another round of conflict with Ridge, who still blamed her for getting inside Carter's head and convincing him to steal the company away from the Forresters. Carter fired back that he wasn't brainwashed, but Ridge clearly held Hope responsible anyway. Hope pointed out that Ridge and Eric Forrester, John McCook, could come back to Forrester Creations, but she warned that the current power structure wouldn't be changing. Ridge took that to mean he would answer to Hope, and obviously wasn't on board with that. Hope ranted about the previous workplace toxicity, which led to her pointing out that Ridge called her a bitch and Steffy called her a slut when everyone knew Steffy's own past. Although Hope bragged about the jewelry line launch, Ridge didn't think she had anything to do with its success. Hope ranted about the Logan disrespect and ultimately pointed out that Forrester Creations was now being run fairly by a man who was kind and capable. After Hope declared that this was the future of Forrester and warned that no one, not even Ridge, could stop it, he prepared to leave. On his way out, Ridge suggested Carter didn't wear the crown at all and implied that Hope was running the show instead. Once Hope was alone with Carter, she insisted they couldn't let the Forresters ruin what they have. Hope kissed Carter and pulled him into an embrace, but he looked upset over her shoulder. In the design office, Brooke talked to Katie Logan, Heather Tom, about all the complicated feelings everyone was having about the jewelry line launch, except for Hope and maybe Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, since he was so excited for Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace. Although Carter set this takeover in motion, Brooke admitted he had help from Hope. Despite the fact that Hope had good intentions in Brooke's eyes, her daughter had contributed to some serious problems. While Brooke maintained that Ridge didn't deserve to have the company ripped away from him, Steffy slammed Brooke during a discussion at the Forrester mansion. Despite Zendy Forrester Dominguez's, Delon Demet's, belief that the takeover had really taken a toll on Brooke, Steffy acted like Brooke was just upset over losing Ridge and was still a traitor. Daphne Rose, Muriel Rose, acknowledged that it'd be a good thing if Brooke could sway Carter's feelings about the coup, but Steffy clearly didn't have high hopes for that happening. Taylor eventually pointed out that Ridge was paying a visit to Forrester Creations, so she made a prediction about Ridge maybe getting through to Carter. After Brooke spotted Ridge in the corridor at FC, she pulled him into the design office and offered to step down from the CEO role if he'd come back. Brooke reminded Ridge that she was still his Logan and once again begged Ridge to come home. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Ridge won't grant Brooke's wish anytime soon, so stay tuned for updates on their shattered bond and any other bad news that's brewing. The Bold and the Beautiful recap, Tuesday, February 18, 2025. Hope trashes Steffy and shuts down Ridge. On Tuesday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, tensions reached new heights as Hope Logan's inner turmoil exploded into the open. The dramatic confrontation between Hope, Steffy, and Ridge served up yet another round of emotional chaos, with explosive words and broken bombs threatening to change the course of relationships forever. Let's dive into the passionate confrontations and shifting dynamics that took center stage this episode. Hope's explosive confrontation with Steffy. The day began with an intense face-off between Hope Logan and Steffy Forrester, two women whose complicated history continues to haunt the halls of Forrester Creations. Hope, normally the picture of composure, was fired up with indignation and frustration. She had reached her limit, and nothing was going to stop her from laying bare the deep-seated resentment that had been festering for weeks. Hope started by confronting Steffy about her ongoing relationship with Liam Spencer. It was clear that Hope felt betrayed, though it wasn't just about Steffy's romantic entanglement with Liam. It was about something far deeper. Hope couldn't contain the seething jealousy, the heartbreak, and the growing suspicion that Steffy was maneuvering her way into a place she didn't belong, not just in Liam's life, but in the very fabric of Hope's family. The tension was palpable as Hope's words sliced through the air. "Why can't you just let him go, Steffy?" Hope hissed, her voice dripping with both hurt and anger. "You've always had your eyes on Liam, haven't you? You think he'll just fall back into your arms, and that'll fix everything." Steffy, ever the cool and collected one, tried to remain composed. However, her calm facade only seemed to fuel Hope's rage. Steffy's quiet defense of her relationship with Liam only stoked the flames. She denied that she was trying to steal Liam, insisting that the bond they shared was undeniable and that Hope needed to accept it. But Hope wasn't having it, not this time. "Don't feed me that nonsense, Steffy. You know exactly what you're doing." Hope's anger boiled over as she accused Steffy of using their daughter, Kelly, as a pawn in her ongoing efforts to lure Liam back. "You think you can manipulate him with Kelly, but I see through you," Hope spat, her words sharp like daggers. Steffy's calm demeanor cracked for just a moment, revealing her own frustration. But she refused to back down, stating that Hope was the one who needed to accept reality, that Liam had feelings for both women, and that wasn't something either of them could simply wish away. The verbal sparring continued, each woman pushing the other to her limits. Hope's words were biting, each insult leaving a mark as she accused Steffy of manipulating everyone around her for the sake of getting what she wanted. Steffy, not one to easily back off from a challenge, came right back at Hope with a calm yet pointed rebuttal. "I'm not the one who's been using my family as a way to make Liam choose me," Steffy shot back, her voice steady but full of defiance. The underlying tension was thick, and it was clear that neither woman was ready to back down. Ridge's failed attempt at mediation. As the confrontation between the two women escalated, Ridge Forrester entered the scene, hoping to act as a peacemaker. However, his intervention only made matters worse. Ridge, as a father torn between his love for his daughter and his loyalty to his wife, tried to mediate between Hope and Steffy, but his efforts were, unfortunately, futile. With a furrowed brow, Ridge attempted to calm the storm by reminding Hope and Steffy of the importance of family unity. He reminded them both of the stakes, that their children, Kelly and Douglas, deserved to see the best in both women. But his words fell flat, especially with Hope, who had reached a breaking point. "You're always choosing Steffy, Ridge," Hope yelled, her voice cracking with frustration. "No matter what she does, you always take her side." The words hung in the air like a heavy weight, and Ridge was visibly stung by the accusation. It was the bitter truth, one that he couldn't deny, and for a moment, he looked like he might crumble under the weight of it all. But Ridge didn't back off. Instead, he tried to play the role of the conciliator, urging Hope to consider the bigger picture. Yet his pleas felt hollow to Hope. She wasn't interested in hearing his rational explanations, not when everything seemed so stacked against her. For Hope, this wasn't just about Liam or Steffy. It was about feeling like she had been consistently pushed aside in favor of Steffy's desires. She had had enough. "I'm done, Ridge," Hope's voice broke with finality. "I'm done with all of it, with Steffy, with you always defending her, with everything that keeps tearing us apart." Ridge stood there, helpless as Hope walked out, her heart broken and her trust in him shattered. His attempt to fix things had failed, and it was clear that the chasm between him and his daughter was now too wide to bridge with a few comforting words. Hope's decision to take a stand. Later, after the dust settled from the confrontation, Hope was left to reflect on the damage that had been done. Her emotions were raw, but for the first time in a long while, she felt empowered. Hope had always tried to keep the peace, to be the understanding and nurturing presence in the family. But that approach had only led to more heartbreak. In her moment of solitude, Hope made a decisive choice. She was done playing second fiddle. She wasn't going to allow Steffy, or Ridge, for that matter, to continue undermining her relationship with Liam or her place in their family. It wasn't just about Liam anymore. It was about Hope finding her voice, asserting herself, and reclaiming control over her own life.